We are in our Reach season in the Broward Church, and to anchor this season in some biblical truths, we're doing some devotionals. And so today I want to talk a little bit about supporting ministry through financial resources. In Philippians chapter 4, Paul is speaking to a church in Macedonia. It's the church of Philippi. He's speaking to a church that he loves so dearly and so deeply because he says of them that they continued to support his ministry. I want to read what he has to say in Philippians 4, verse 10. I rejoice greatly in the Lord that at least you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I am not saying this because I'm in need, for I have learned to be content in whatever the circumstances. He says this, look, I just want to say thank you to you because you're concerned for me. And you've actually have shown that concern by providing financial needs for me. Then he stops and he says, but I want you to know I'm actually not in need, for I have learned to be content. Basically what he says is, certainly God is going to lead this ministry and this movement and this work of evangelization and this work of trying to reach people with the gospel. God is certainly going to do that, but you showed your concern for the work by providing financial resources for me. He goes on to describe it this way in verse 14. Yet it was good of you to share in my troubles. Moreover, as you Philippians know, in the early days of your acquaintance with the gospel, when I set out from Macedonia, not one church shared with me in the matter of giving and receiving, except you only. So he speaks to them. He says, look, it's amazing that I went out to go be this prolific evangelist of the gospel, and there was only one congregation that provided for me, is the church of Philippi. And so he's saying this is such an amazing thing because he understands, certainly, God can do this on his own, but if you want to do mission, it requires real resources. I want you to notice what it says in verse 18. It says, they are a fragrant offering. So the way he comments about the gift that is given to him for ministry is that gift is a fragrant offering to the Lord. Paul is not just an apostle, he is also one of the most effective, hardworking missionaries in all of history. Paul needs food and resources and money to do his missionary work. And so when he thinks about that work, he says, wow, it's going to require real resources. And then he says, the gift given to him is not just a gift given to him, but it's a gift given to God. And the reason he thinks of it this way is because he understands that his work is not a work unto himself, but it's a work for God. And so when we think about our season of generosity, I really want us to think a bit about this idea that God's work requires resources. And so when we give to that missionary work, we're not just giving to missionaries, we're not giving to individual churches, we're actually giving to God because it is to the end of reaching the world with the gospel of Jesus Christ that money is going towards. That's my encouragement for you. Think a little bit about that as it relates to your life and your giving. When you give, are you thinking, oh, I'm giving to a church in another country, or I'm giving to some missionary work in Haiti or in Jamaica? Or are you thinking, I'm giving to God because I am giving to someone who is doing the work of God? I'll see you next week.